Round 2. This hand is a little better than the one-lander we tried to keep with Evolving Wilds. As long as we remember to crack it before our turn, we'll be able to kind of curve out here. So we need green. Black will have to wait. Next turn we can dig for a land with Tormenting Voice, possibly discarding Pursue Glory. Oh, can we kill that thing? Exemplar is one of the best 2-drops you can look for, and there's a narrow window to kill it. Let's see. Okay, well, I still like just discarding Pursue Glory here to be pretty mana efficient. And I guess we just attack, because they certainly have the play where they equip the Copish and attack for 3. And we can't block that anyway, so we might as well get them to 19 instead of 21. Every time this thing attacks and removes a counter, they gain a life. So it's already good, but that does make it even better. And it makes it a good place to put random -1/-1 counters later in the game. Oh, interesting. Okay. So this actually works really well, given that we have 4 mana, and it shows how good Heartpiercer Manticore is. We can attack and exert here, and they're like, oh no, why are they exerting? Not because we're a Civ, but because we've got a plan. So, I haven't used this card much, but we click on the creature to sacrifice it instead of targeting something. You have to be careful with these fling effects, because with fling you have to target the target. But here, you sacrifice first. Oh, nice. And if they had a pump spell there, it wouldn't have killed it despite the death touch, because it's Heartpiercer Manticore dealing the damage. Oh goodness, that spider will not do good here. We could just attack through it. That's probably better than trying to Cartouche of Strength it. Even though their shields are down, I'd rather play another creature. It just does more damage. And we've got our own Shed Weakness up if they try to electrify or use their own Cartouche. This game is going well, thanks to a couple nice draws and rares. So is this a removal spell? No, there's the Honed Copish, and hopefully they don't put a -1/-1 counter on our poor Manticore. Okay, that's fine. We could pump it to a 5/4 with Shed Weakness, but even better here is just playing Cartouche of Strength on the Heartpiercer, and that'll make it big enough to kill the spider. Got him. Okay. So now we just regular attack, and we can respond to some kind of damage spell with Shed Weakness. Given that they haven't played it yet, I like casting Shed Weakness now to get them down to 2. Yeah, I really don't think they have anything, or they would have used it. Ah, in that case, we could have killed them by exerting. I admit I didn't think it through to that extent, but they're likely dead this next turn. And we weren't really in a rush. I think if it's a closer game, you're more likely to look for those points of damage, but we got it anyway, and it was worth considering there. Yeah, I mean, come to think of it, it's just clearly the right play to exert there. It's another reason why this format is cool. There's more decisions than you first think, because every little creature, every attack, you can exert or not exert, and it gives you more room to gain an edge. Did they have any sweet artifacts? They had the Copish, and this isn't instant to deal with it. And it's a pretty cheap cycler to put in your deck. So I'm fine with that. We can just take out Cradle and put in Dissenter's Deliverance. Put in our own Honed Copish. No, I think we can get away with this again on the draw. It's a sweet little trick if they expect their creature to be +1/+1, and in combat it gets smaller, and they're mulliganing, and our hand looks great. I'm glad we took a land out. Oh no, they're down to 5. Give them my fake pity here. Oh no, we made it to the finals. It's not over yet. Never underestimate a cornered opponent. Let's just go for Swamp. Our hand is green heavy, but there he is, Decimator Beetle. But we only have one Swamp in the deck. Well, that was a really good draw for them. We need to think of something quick. Our best bet here is to play something that can tangle with the Exemplar. And I think that's going to be our Brawler. I'd rather have our Charioteer for later. And they might not want to attack into this. They don't have that many cards, but if they have Electrify or some other spell, that gets pretty good for them. I'm not actually going to block here. Their attacking wouldn't make sense if they didn't have a trick. And what we're going to do... What are we going to do? Is attack and exert our guy, so he becomes an absolute monster. And then, with our giant exerted monster, we can fight that with their 3/3. Because I think a 4/4 is slightly better than the Minotaur here. That could be wrong, and they would certainly get that attack out. Why did they exert their guy? Oh, they're going over the top of us. That's too funny. Well, we don't have to deal with their Minotaur for another turn here, and we can go ahead and play our Decimator Beetle. Hopefully they don't have exactly Electrify, or another Cartouche of Strength. But if not, we do get to attack through here. Make their guy tiny. Fling is a little bit worrisome for next turn. We might need to leave some creatures back. And we can do that. So, yeah, we can definitely do that. This thing would exert as a 5/4, and then they could fling it. So that wouldn't kill both of our creatures. Yeah, here's what we do. We're not too concerned with maximizing our damage against them, so another annoying spell against us would be some untap spell, but I feel like they would have already used that. So here, we can make our Kudu bigger and make their guy smaller. It does 1 less damage this turn, but next turn we have a hasty Colossopede. So that'll be like 16 damage next turn. Unless we have to block here, then it's a lot less. Then it's only, what, 13? So that was, they've only played 3 spells, but to be fair, they got us down pretty low. And props for having a sweet name, Paul Point Ben. Just, I don't know, hopefully they're a writer or something. Oh, cool. Do we want to just go for it? This is, 16 trample. So they have to block 3 of it. So we can force them to block with both creatures if we give Emberhorn Minotaur a -1/-1 counter. This is assuming they don't have any interaction, but I think this is right. Yeah, we force them to block with both if we give the Minotaur a -1/-1 counter. So this is just great. Oh no, they're just dead. Because we can stop something from blocking. We can stop, I guess, the Brawler from blocking. And then give the Minotaur -1/-1. So they can block 2 of it. It's all trample because the Charioteer. And again, if they have Fog and Fling, they can win here, but if not, they are dead. And that's it. That was some good drawing against a mulligan to 5, and we're able to move on. Kind of the mirror match. Who knows, they might be splashing as well. I mean, the pen is mightier than the sword, but in this case the Ben is not. It's not over yet. I mean, maybe they have something, right? But it just doesn't matter what they block if they have nothing. I guess they're hoping we assign more damage than we need to this, or... Oh no, they've got a... They do have a Fling! I hope they don't have another Fling. Jeez, okay. Don't have another Fling. Please, okay. This should do it. I thought it would do it last turn, but it didn't. We could have played out the Kudu there and gotten an extra counter thing, but I think Pursue Glory is going to be our route to victory here, especially if they have some way to deal with, like, Ornery Kudu exactly. No, it still wouldn't do it there. Whatever. Sweet. On to the finals.